Is this a drill or something?
Greetings, Exalted Ones. My name is Dash. If you choose to accept the challenge, we're about to take on the 15 toughest Star Wars questions for Episode 4, A New Hope. Before every Star Wars movie begins, George Lucas generously provides a short prologue to update viewers of events in Star Wars Galaxy. Who is the only main character mentioned in the rolling prologue that precedes the events of the original Star Wars film? I'm gonna say it's Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader, Princess Leia, or Luke Skywalker. My answer is probably going to be between Darth Vader and Princess Leia, because I believe when Princess Leia gets boarded on the Tantive 5 or Tantive 4, the flagship, it talks about that just before it comes in the rolling screen. So I'm going to go with Leia, because I think they say that something happens with her, so let's have a look. Right, before every Star Wars movie begins, oh great, it's just reading the same stuff. Mention of Princess Leia occurs in the third paragraph of the prologue. Specifically, it reads, pursued by the Empire's sinister agents, Princess Leia races home aboard a starship, custodian of the stolen plans that can save her people and restore freedom to the galaxy. Alright, sweet. So that's one down. Have mercy, let's get this going. Okay, opening sequence of the original Star Wars films features a riveting battle between an Imperial Star Destroyer and a small freighter carrying Princess Leia. Aboard this freighter are R2-D2 and C-3PO. When we first see these two droids, who is accompanying them? Another protocol droid, Princess Leia, Death Star droid, or another astromech? Well, it's not Princess Leia, she meets up with him. The Death Star droid doesn't make any sense. It's not the Death Star, that's not... and another astromech, or another protocol. I'm gonna go for another protocol droid, because I think there's like others. There's definitely another protocol droid wandering around somewhere. I don't remember seeing, maybe there was one astromech, but let's go protocol droid. Alright, the other protocol droid, and similar to C-3PO, is walking around with R2-D2 and 3PO for a time. People have actually tried to figure out what his purpose was, what actually happened to him. That's kind of cool. I don't know what his fate was, but that is probably a story unto itself. Question 3 of 15. Let's move this along. Who is the first character to utter any kind of speech in the original Star Wars? R2-D2, Darth Vader, Princess Leia, or C-3PO? I'm going to go with 3PO because he bitches a lot. And, you see Princess Leia and Vader after 3PO and R2-D2. And R2-D2 might have gone beep boop boop, so I may be wrong, but 3PO. Correct answer is C-3PO. Figures, doesn't it? 3PO has a reputation for being a loudmouth. Yep. Okay, so he utters the first words, and it does shut down, no, let's have a look. Initial conversation is as follows. C-3PO, did you hear that? And R2-D2, and I've said it, like, seriously, this is verbatim. Bleep, blip, bloop, blip, blip. Rough translation, yes. Thank you. Next question. In a last attempt to save stolen rebel plans to the Death Star, Princess Leia downloads them into R2-D2's memory banks. R2 and C-3PO are then able to depart the freighter they're on using an escape pod. Why isn't their escape pod destroyed? The escape pod goes completely undetected. Imperial troops hold their fire as there's no life forms aboard. R2-D2 activates the stealth mode on the escape pod, or the escape pod miraculously avoids being hit despite a shower of laser fire. I remember distinctly the Imperial troops hold their fire as there's no life forms aboard, and I always felt sad about that. I was like, if I had a big laser, I'd just be like, pew, pew, it'd be target practice. I don't know, like, because I remember there was an officer and then there's a guy and he's like, hold your fire. Whereas if I was the guy, I'd be like, pew, I'd take the shot anyway. Next question. Does it seriously not give us the next question? Oh, I haven't clicked an answer, that's bad. Correct. In a last attempt to save stolen rebel plans. Oh, fuck. Correct. Imperial troops hold their fire as there's no life forms aboard, while C-3PO is having weird fantasies about being sent to the spice mines of Kessel. That is kind of cool that they reference the spice mines of Kessel that early. That's friggin', I don't know, it's amazing. And being smashed into who knows what. The crafty R2-D2 formulates a plan to escape the clutches of the Empire. R2 locates an escape pod upon which the two droids make a safe descent to the planet Tatooine. I'm having a great time reading really quickly. The lovely Princess Leia is unfortunately captured very early on in the film by the tyrannical Darth Vader. This is very colorfully written, by the way, who claims her correctly to be a spy. He doesn't give a shit. He's just like, we know that you are doing bad shit, so we're going to torture you a bit. Princess Leia denies the accusation, suggesting that she is a member of the Imperial Senate and a diplomatic mission to which planet? We all know the answer to this one, but let's go through it. Tatooine, Alderaan, Hoth, or Dagobah? Who would you be diplomatic with in Dagobah? Or Hoth? Great, or Tatooine? I don't see the core worlds giving a shit about any of those three, so I'm going to go with the safest bet of Alderaan, which she loved so very much. Correct answer. Alderaan, interesting factoid. Did you know that Cindy Williams of TV's Laverne and Shirley was among those who auditioned for the part of Princess Leia? So it basically says it's correct that it's Alderaan and then gives you a random weird fact. Thanks, quiz. Question 6 of 15. Princess Leia tried to throw off Imperial captors by telling them where the rebel base was located. What system did she send them off to investigate? I don't know if it was a system, I'm pretty sure it was a planet. I know the planet's name, and it's out of Tatooine, Hoth, Naboo, and Dantooine. Which one do you think it is? I'm going to go with Dantooine because it was a beautiful planet on KOTOR with a Jedi temple, and man, do I love Dantooine. Dantooine was never shown in the movie, but the Empire did discover the remains of a rebel base, and it had been deserted for some time. This infuriated Grand Moff Tarkin, and he ordered the princess to be terminated immediately. He wasn't happy. C-3PO has a penchant for name-calling when it comes to conversations with his little buddy, because he's a bit of a prick to R2. During an argument just preceding their breakup after landing on Tatooine, I like they call it a breakup because they are like a couple, C-3PO refers to R2-D2 by which of the following cruel phrases? 3PO, you're nasty. Undersized rust bucket, pile of completely uncouth nuts and bolts, round-headed galactic trash heap, or nearsighted scrap pile? I don't know the answer to this one. It's time to admit, I don't know. Undersized rust bucket, it's not uncouth. I've never heard 3PO say uncouth before. Round-headed galactic trash heap, nearsighted scrap pile. I like nearsighted scrap pile or undersized rust bucket. Nearsighted, because he can't see visions of where, 3PO can. Inside, I'm going to click it. Right! Correct answer, nearsighted scrap pile. R2-D2 is on a mission to find Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he, assuming that R2 is a he, has a hunch to which direction he should travel. C-3PO, on the other hand, just wants to be a fussy pants. Just after C-3PO insults R2, he, and again assuming maleness, gives his diminutive friend a swift kick and walks off, which is pretty funny that he kind of kicks, he leans into that. We're up to number 8. As far as the viewer is able to observe, which of the two droids is forcibly taken by the Jawas? C-3PO. Death Star droid. Both are forcibly taken. R2-D2. Okay, so I think it's in the wording, as far as the viewer is able to observe. Because I remember clearly the Jawas were watching R2 roll through Tatooine, the hills, which I believe was in Death Valley, California, weird trivia coming up, and then they shoot him with an ion disruptor or something like that. It was definitely electricity that hits him, not a standard blaster. He goes down, then he goes onto the Sandcrawler, and C-3PO is already there. So both are forcibly taken, but as far as the viewer is able to observe, I only observed R2. C-3PO could be dumb enough to trust the Jawas. I'm gonna click R2. Right! Correct answer, R2-D2. C-3PO locates the Jawas first, so far as the viewer is aware, he volunteers to come into their custody. R2's story is a bit different because he gets demobilized by the ruthless, monstrous Jawas. Yeah, I was about to say, they actually say in parenthesis, okay, that language may be a bit exaggerated. The two droids are reunited in the Jawas' giant Soundcrawler transport. They're just traitors, They see a bunch of scrap heaps, they're like, ooh, teeny, and bang. Don't blame the Jawas. The Jawas make their way to humble abode of Owen Lars and Beru Whitesun. I forgot her name was Whitesun, but that's a very pretty name. Aunt and uncle of Luke Skywalker. The intention of the Jawas is to sell several droids to this humble family. Most importantly, it seems, is that they're to purchase a translator who speaks which language. I've already got this in my head. Ooh, I feel good about it. What do you think? It's Bocce, Bothan, Huttese, or Shirawuk? Which are all real languages, they just sound a little bit strange. I don't know where Bocce comes from. Obviously Bothan is for the Bothans, Huttese is for the Hutts, and Shirawuk is for the Wookiees. I'm gonna say it's Bocce. Right! Correct answer, Bocce. Aunt Beru makes it clear to Luke they must have a translated droid who speaks Bocce. Uncle Owen adds that he needs a droid who understands the binary language of moisture evaporators and must have items for any desert family. Oh, must have items. I was about to say, he didn't say that, but no, that's a must have item. I guess because moisture evaporators is kind of their bread and butter. That's how they sustain themselves, those weird towers in the sand. Question 10 of 15. R2-D2 is among the initial 2 choices made by Owen Lars for purchase. Now I'm stumped. I'm in a lot of trouble. I think R2, he selects another droid and it's an astromech. I think it's R5 unit. Is it R5? There's a bunch of them all in a line. Is he among the initial 2? But then he goes, no, not R2. I'm going to go with this IR5 with a bad motivator. True. Wrong. Correct answer, false. Uncle Owen chooses 2 droids initially. C-3PO for translating, C-3PO, and R5, a droid similar in appearance to R2-D2 but with red markings and a cylinder-shaped head. Just as it seems that the dynamic duo of R2-D2 and C-3PO will be broken up for good, the R5 unit selflessly, or more likely happenstance, blows a motivator, allowing R2-D2 to take his place. That was a trick question. It was a trick question, because no, it probably wasn't. I got that wrong. When Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi first meet Captain Han Solo, Han Solo tells them his ship is the Millennium Falcon, made what run in less than what parsecs, and I feel like if I get this wrong, there's gonna be like a hand just slapping me through the internet. The Corellian run in less than 22 parsecs, the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs, Calrissian run, I love you, Lando, in less time than 12 parsecs, or the Kessel Run in less than 22 parsecs. And my answer is obviously the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. Han Solo bragged about making his Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs, and I love that they add this trivia, because I was going to say it myself, but by the way, a parsec is a unit of distance used in astronomy equal to about 3.26 light years. Somebody actually commented in one of my other videos about parsecs, and I talked to him about it a little bit, so that's kind of cool. Number 12. On board the Death Star, R2-D2 locates where Princess Leia is being held prisoner. Where does C-3PO tell Luke where to find her? Level 1138, Detention Block THX. Level 5, Detention Blocks TK421. Level 5, Detention Block 3263827. Level 5, Detention Block AA23. I'm in so much trouble right now, guys. I need your help. Level 1138 and THX is a reference to George Lucas, the THX company. They hide them as Easter eggs all throughout the thing, so this is throwing me. Level 5, Detention Block TK421. TK421 is obviously one of the call signs or whatever, the way they track the Stormtroopers' numbers. Detention Block 5, 32632827. I feel like that's probably some weird reference to how C-3PO was talking in the asteroid field about odds. And then Level 5, Detention Block AA23. I'm going to go with that. Detention block. Right. Correct answer is Level 5 Detention Block AA23. My weird working out in my head somehow it's got through. Question 13 and 15. In Stormtrooper disguise, Luke and Han pretend they have a Wookiee prisoner and tell Princess Leia's guards Chewbacca is a prisoner. Transfer from where? I'm really flubbing it up. Cell block 327, cell block 1138, and then cell block 32632827. I'm going to go with 1138 because that's the reference that they always use. 327 sounds pretty good. Right, correct answer. Cell block 1138, which is a homage to George Lucas's first movie, THX 1138, which came out in 1971. See, I knew that reference is everywhere. It's nice that they add the trivia at the end as well. Question 14 and 15. We're nearly home, people. When our heroes escape the Death Star, they're pursued by TIE fighters. Han and Luke manned the Falcon's quad laser turrets. How many did Luke shoot down? Now this is mean. Oh, this is mean. Luke only shot 1 and Han said, "That's 2 you owe me." Luke shot 3 and Han said, "Don't worry, she'll hold together." Luke shot 2 and Han said, "Great kid, don't get cocky." Luke shot none at all and Han said, "I'm in it for the money." Why would he say that when they're pursued by the Empire? Like he has to, deal with Luke later. He's like, "I'm in it for the money. I'm in it for the money. Don't worry about this kid. He's a friggin' idiot. He can't shoot. Stupid farm boy. In it for the money." No. The answer is Luke shot 2 and Han said, "Great kid, don't get cocky," because the word cocky made me laugh when I was a kid watching this. because I'm still immature. That's correct. 2 TIE fighters were shot down by Luke, making both heroes tied in their blaster skills. Well, I guess there's all those womp rats that he shot. This is the last question. Good luck to you all. I hope that you've been keeping up. I hope that you're actually beating me and you didn't flub up on that weird trick question. Here we go. Question 15 of 15. When Luke destroys the Death Star, how many ships escape the blast? Alright, so this is a funky multiple choice, but Luke's X-Wing, the Millennium Falcon, and Darth Vader's TIE Fighter advanced. Luke's X-Wing, the Millennium Falcon, Wedge Antilles' damaged X-Wing, and a Y-Wing fighter. Luke's X-Wing, the Millennium Falcon, Wedge Antilles' damaged X-Wing, a Y-Wing fighter, and Darth Vader's TIE advanced. Luke's X-Wing, the Millennium Falcon, and Darth Vader's TIE advanced. Alright, so let's confirm him. Luke survives, Han survives in the Falcon, Vader survives, and Wedge Antilles definitely survives. So it's going to be those 4, which rules out answers 3, 1 and 4, sorry. They've got them marked literally with shitty numbers. So Millennium Falcon and a Y-Wing fighter. So we've got, no. This one doesn't have Vader's. It's got to be number 3 because it has Vader's TIE, it has the Y-Wing. I think there was a random Y-Wing that kind of made it out to show that some rebels survived. Wedge, Millennium Falcon, Luke Skywalker. We're right! Correct answer is 5. Even though it's number 3. Weird. Oh, there's 5 ships in total. I flubbed that up. Luke's X-Wing, the Millennium Falcon, Wedge Antilles' damaged X-Wing, a Y-Wing fighter, and Darth Vader's TIE advanced fighter were the only vessels to escape the catastrophic blast. Porkins, you fought valiantly. Oh man, that was a really great scene as well. I always wondered how the hell did they pull off that trench run in the 70s with little models and make it seem so gripping and moving, and I think maybe it's John Williams' soundtrack that just ties the movie together, because if you've ever seen a trailer of the movie without his soundtrack, it's got a different life. I mean, whatever. And Celebration, no, it wasn't Celebration Victory, it was that ceremony afterwards. That made me really smile. That was like really heartwarming, you know? I was like, that's the perfect end, and Leia and, I don't know, I guess Chewbacca should have got a medal. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope you followed along completely. As you know, our love of Star Wars surrounds and binds us together. The video is just the start of the discussion, so if you wanted to drop any facts or actually have like a discussion with anything that I've said about this, let me know in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer you, because I love talking to people who love Star Wars in turn. So thank you very much for watching. It could be around 15 to 19 minutes. I don't know. I've got to cut this bad boy down. If you want to stay up to date with the latest Star Wars videos on origins, games, and theories, don't forget to use those force powers of yours and hit subscribe. And hey, leave a comment below about what you want to see in future videos. It may just get covered. Thanks for watching, and may the force be with you. Always.